I know. I just stole it too. But fanboys, let's strap down those boners and let's recap this final trailer. Now, just last night, X-Men released their final trailer for Days of Future Past. But let's take a pause on that, because I'm sure we watched it half a dozen times, and let's talk about this opening battle sequence that was released over the weekend during the MTV Movie Awards. Go. If I can take anything away from this trailer, it's Bryan Singer is getting back to his roots. And finally, we get to see an ice slide. Yeah, I just wet my pants. But aside from that, we got a lot of chatter on the news feed about a certain Magic Mike taking on the role as Gambit in a solo film. Now, say what you want about the actor, but Channing Tatum, it doesn't stray away from who he is. He's not afraid to have fun and be silly. We've seen him do depressing romantic dramas to action-packed comedies such as 21 Jump Street. I mean, the guy has range, and I think he could pull it off. I can totally see this guy being Gambit. I mean, we're not going to get John Carpenter, folks. That being said, let's not forget we have this guy who as of late started playing this guy. So there is the realm of possibility of a Channing Tatum pulling off the role as Gambit. Now let's talk about the trailer. And if you haven't seen it, which I'm sure you have, but just in case, if you could describe this trailer in one word, it's definitely epic. It's on a huge scale. I mean, we're getting characters from the old franchise that Bryan Singer brought into our hearts and homes, and then the returning characters from Matthew Vaughn's First Class. The only thing I can say is that I'm a little disappointed is this looks like it's going to be the Wolverine show. Now, there's some things I'm kind of confused about, but I have some theories. We have a Charles Xavier who we saw in First Class was paralyzed, and in this trailer we're seeing him, walk around and be a little mopey. My theory is any scene that we're just seeing him walking on 2 feet, it might be all in him getting into people's minds. Maybe he just doesn't trust the world anymore, who knows. But that, or maybe the character Beast invented some super walking leg thing. I have no idea, but that's just a theory. So in this film, we get to actually see the old school looking Sentinels, which I think a lot of people are disappointed because they don't appear to be on a Pacific Rim scale. But I mean, I'm pretty satisfied and excited. I mean, they seem to be doing Sentinel-like things, which is kicking ass and taking names and killing some X-Men. So with that, I think they're on the right track. This film looks like it's back to basics. It's Bryan Singer, doing what he does best. I mean, I think that we can all forgive him for Superman Returns and anything that came after that. So I'm very amped up for this film. I can't wait. And not to mention Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah. The beer. So I picked for this review this little number that came into my life just this week from Star Hill. It's called the Grateful Pale Ale. It has some nice citric notes. It's really light. It's a session beer. If you don't know what a session beer is, then go away. But in case you don't, a session beer, they're normally under 5% ABV. This one clocks in at 4.7. It's really light. It's something you can have a few of these and get a good buzz. You won't get drunk, I highly recommend this. And not to mention, it's called Grateful. And I'm grateful that we finally get to see a new trailer for a new film that is an amazing Spider-Man 2. So what do you guys think? Are you excited for this one? How do you think this is going to compare to the other ones? Are you hoping that this completely negates every single thing that happened in X3? Comment in the section below. Don't forget to subscribe. Follow me and Shawn on Facebook and Twitter, and see what I thought about this little guy on Untapped. Again, I'm Kevin Dragone. This is Last Call. Cheers. We are the cure.